change. Our roads were lined with adventure, mountains in the way couldn't keep us from the sea. Fate has been decided, it's over now. We got close but we lost somehow. So I just drive, don't wanna think or feel, just trying to survive, find through the haze. Remember the days we were young, wild and free, basic getting sprung on. We used to dance the night away, hang out the whole next day, laughing, having fun. I can't slow down, shouting loud, got me running red lights. Oh, I just can't get you out of my mind. I can't slow down, raising wild, speeding into the night. Oh, I just can't get you out of my mind. Yeah. Can't get you out of my mind. I can't slow down, raising wild, speeding into the night. Oh, I just can't get you out of my mind. I'm building castles in the sky, cause I cannot see the recipe for you and me, the remedy. I'm building castles in the sky, cause I can barely breathe. It's killing me, we used to be in synergy. We used to be okay, that smile on your face, all washed away. Thinking back of yesterday, like a warm embrace, all washed away. I can't slow down, shouting loud, got me running red lights. Oh, I just can't get you out of my mind. I can't slow down, raising wild, speeding into the night. Oh, I just can't get you out of my mind. Can't get you out of my mind. Yeah. Oh, I just can't get you out of my mind. Can't get you out of my mind. I can't slow down, raising wild, speeding into the night. Oh, I just can't get you out of my mind. I can't slow down, raising wild, speeding into the night. Oh, I just can't get you out of my mind.
Time will always be on our side. Why don't we find a way to compromise?
Good evening, post-university esports fans. Warden JuggleGod Hammond with you again tonight, here week number 5 in the ECAC. This week, your post-university Eagles is going to be taking on the University of Delaware Blue Hens. Blue Hens currently sitting at a 1-3 record post-university at 3-1. So, Post definitely hoping to get a win tonight, continue their kind of dominant trend here at the ECAC, and again, hoping to get a few more wins to try and secure that ticket to the grand finals at the end of the year. So, looks like we're going to be starting off on Lijiang Tower, pretty standard as it goes. Your post-university Eagles tonight going to be on the right side of your screen once we get into game. Now let's talk a little bit about our opening starting lineup. So tonight we're going to have Multikel on the tank, Chewy and Moridin on the DPS, and it's going to be KingJackson and Mooch in for the support backline. So happy to get to see Mooch back in the running, back in the game. So excited to have her helping to hold down that backline with our Lucio phenom and KingJackson. Now speaking of that, Lucio did get banned. So. And watching in chat, looks like University of Delaware, they've done their homework. They know that they've got quite a Lucio player to try and keep at bay. So King gonna have to be flexing onto somebody else this time around. But Post University decided to ban Cass. So I'm going to be curious to see what the thinking is there, because Post University also does a great job kind of scouting their opponents beforehand. So likely, I'm guessing this is in a response to just something they know they might be going up against. We are going to be starting things off here. It appears on Lijiang Tower. So. Yeah, Control Center definitely going to be a very, very brawly map here. Pardon me for taking a moment to kind of get things set there, but getting ready to roll in. And Mooch looks like she's enjoying the jetpack cat, so going to be excited to see what kind of shenanigans she's going to be getting up to here for Post University. We're just looking for a little bit of flank here at the start of things, but now Post University got a nice hold here kind of on that high ground. Chewy on the Tracer, nice recall after the melee to get that pick on the Ana, so it should be a quick cleanup now here for Post University. A great forward thinking to just kind of take out that support line right off the bat. Plushy trying to get out right now, but Chewy certainly making things difficult on that Tracer. Kind of wild to not see Chewy on the Vendetta right now, but the Tracer's looking really good too. Push coming in here, Post is doing a good job kind of pushing forward here, making University of Delaware fight for everything they get. Moridin with a big pick on the back line to start things out. Gonna try and stay in, but that beam doing a lot of damage, so forced to kind of back out, but Chewy finishes things up on Fritzy, so Post University, a nice fight win again here. But it appears as though things have kind of moved into the high ground here. Joe just trying to poke a little bit, take that teleporter out of the equation, making it even harder for Delaware to kind of push forward. Big ult's coming up here for Post University. Ooh, Multikel gets cleansed after a nice anti-nade comes out from Raph. Eagle side Starship trying to push in. Now Mooch goes down. So yeah, Multikel decides to pop the ultimate, see if they can get a big pick or two. Able to do just that, slow things down quite a bit here. Post University looking really solid at this point. And playing very aggressively here. Control Center is one where you really can push up this far, right? It's a very kind of enclosed map, or sub-map here on Lijiang Tower. Ooh. The damage comes in. Here comes the Coalescence now for Fritzy to try and push things forward. Moridin does go down. Starship with a big pair of picks. And Delaware are going to be able to come away with this point finally. Able to push through kind of what looked like almost impenetrable barrier that Post University was putting up. So, Post University gonna try and win this off the back of a couple DPS ultimates. Oh, Chewy does get one onto Bludgy. It's a lot of damage that Post doesn't have to worry about now. Multikel gets taken in by a grab. Huge anti-nade comes out. Great plays from Delaware. Multikel desperately trying to back out here. Is able to pick up a health back. Somehow staying alive. Great heals coming out from KingJackson too. To kind of keep Multikel up. Multikel still trying to push this front line. Does eventually go down. And fortunately for Post, Moridin decided to hang on to that Death Blossom. Post University going to add a little bit more in the tank here, but similarly, Delaware going to have a couple of big ultimates here, and Master Shifu could really cause some problems to Moridin if that Death Blossom comes out before we see that wall from Master Shifu. Moridin definitely looking for a flank here. Oh no, actually going to take it right in the front. There comes the wall, so now Moridin just wants to wait this out here. Multikel's just about got his ultimate up too. In fact, Post University just taking it slow, waiting for this to go down. Moridin trying to clear some space here, looking to go into the back line. Finds Starship, takes him low, but eventually goes down. Give the rest of the cleanup to Chewy. It's going to be a 3v3 here on point. Nice stick. Going to do a lot of damage. Going to be able to finish that off as Master Shifu goes down. Coalescence from Fritzy, though, looking pretty good here. A lot of damage going into Chewy. He's forced to kind of dash away, pick up a mini health back. The point's still alive for Delaware, so this is not over yet. Delaware's really holding on tight, but Chewy with laser-like focus with those Tracer's pistols finds what they're looking for. This last fight going to be won or lost here. 99% for both, but Post University going to flip it back in their favor. Come away with a sub-map #1 win, but they had to work for it there at the end. So yeah, I think that 1-3 record there for Delaware kind of belies how strong this team is. Really got to commend them for just how tightly they held on to that point. So things could look very different here as we move to Gardens. Much more open map. This is one that really, if you have a team that likes to play dive, can work well for that. Plus, you hovering over the Genji and Spawn can be kind of an indication of that, a recognition of the fact that this is a point where you can really have a lot of success with them. Jojo in chat. Yep, mooches on the jetpack cat. Absolutely. TP comes out. Looks like both sides actually doing that as Master Shifu opts for the teleporter as well. Great focus here coming out from Multikel. Going to be able to put 3 kills on the board. Does get slept, but not going to matter. KingJackson does go down, but they're going to have plenty of time here to get back to the point. So Post University, it's interesting, right? I think Post University really good at kind of like winning the neutral fight here as far as like this matchup is concerned. They just really want to make sure they hold on to this point now, because if Delaware gets a hold of it, they're not letting go of it easily. Plus, he has opted to move over now to the far, which is definitely going to cause some problems for Post University. They don't really have anybody who's, excellently prepared to handle that far. But Fritzy goes down almost immediately. Master Shifu has to back out quite a bit, so Post University doing a good job kind of keeping this next push at bay. And Multikel, getting 3 final blows there, I think, in that first fight, already has their ultimate. Chewy as well. Oh my gosh, of course, Mooch on the jetpack cat can help take out the far up. Why was I even concerned about that? So yeah, that's gonna be a lot on Moochie's shoulders, right, to try and help keep that far at bay. And she certainly has her work cut out for her too, keeping their team healed. Because Moridin's taking quite a bit of damage here in the front line, but that's kind of what you want to do, right? You want to be out there building up that orb. Ooh, Chewy does go down. Looks like they missed the Pulse Bomb as well. So Multikel likely going to use their ultimate here as we get this push in. They try and sustain through this coalescence, which is really tough. And yeah, great job. As soon as they have kind of committed to this fight, the ultimate comes out. Able to secure that fight win. So now, University of Delaware really only has one more shot. A great idea there from Starship. Throwing yourself off the map when your team is already lost is really what you want to do to make sure you respawn with your team just as quick as possible. The ultimate from Mooch. They drop the brig off the map. That's a big piece of the puzzle they're not going to have for this next fight. Ooh, goes down very low, though. Might have bit off a little more than they could chew. Big wall here from Master Shifu, and Post University having a hard time dealing with this one. Here comes, though, KingJackson with a Kitsune Rush. They go down pretty quickly, though. Chewy going to see if they can cause a little damage in the backline, but definitely going to be forced out to try again here. Also going to try and kind of hold this forward position. But it looks like Plushie recognizes that Chewy is kind of holding back here. But good on Chewy for not being intimidated by that as well, right? Here's Chewy. Takes out a turret. Pulse Bomb incoming, gonna miss. But that functions so much like it's just kind of a cooldown, right? Tracer can build that Pulse Bomb very, very quickly. Barrage comes in. Plushie with a huge play, and yeah, this is definitely what Post University has to watch out for. Now, the defensive capabilities here of the University of Delaware are really, really spectacular. And I think even looking forward into some of the next maps, that could prove to be a problem, right? I would. Delaware's looking really strong on the control style map, so we could see them, you know, in the future if they have map pick, maybe want to go to Flashpoint. By starting out here on point, Multikel going to try and build this ultimate as quick as they can. Far is out of the sky now, but so is Mooch. No flyers to be had. Picks back and forth both directions. Starship finds one, though. And Post University on the tail end of this fight. Chewy, though, gets an exit. Does have the Pulse Bomb ready to go. Are they going to be able to escape? Not quite 80% on the board here. Multikel already back on the point. Looking to push forward. Farah losing some of that momentum in the air. But still going strong here for Multikel, but they haven't got the fix that they need yet. Never mind. Multikel finds Rapport. It does go down, though. It's going to be 1-for-1 pick here. Big wall coming out from Master Shifu, though, but Multikel's punch is still going to be able to push through that, but the health, the healing on Multikel just not quite there. And it looks like we are going to go to a map 3 here as Delaware hangs on to the point. And Chewy tries desperately. A big TP on point. Moridin with a wall. It might not be over yet. Overtime ticking down. Jetpack comes in. Mooch keeping things alive here. Can they stay up? Only for a moment. Nobody else going to be able to touch. And exciting. Exciting map. So now we move to Night Market. I gotta say, I feel like this Farah pick was really impactful for the University of Delaware. So Post University might want to pay a little bit more attention to that here. Because I feel like Plushie's definitely going to want to stay on that Farah, right? Oh, and it looks like Chewy's just decided, you know what? All right, we'll go head to head in the sky. So now there's going to be a little bit of an advantage here to Post University in that regard, right? Because Mooch is going to be kind of up there in the sky helping to support, Chewy. TP onto point like you do. Post University gets there a little bit earlier, so they're going to get the turrets up just a little bit quicker. That means a lot of damage coming in. And yeah, Post University just able to laser down most of the Delaware squad. But again, they need to hold on to this point. I think that's going to be the name of the game here for Post University. They cannot let Delaware get a foothold here because they are going to stay on that point. Straight up in the sky, just looking to build this barrage early, right? Ooh, and Plushie says, okay. Oh, no. A great move there from Plushie, right? To go over to that M-Ray for a moment here, right? You're early in the map, so you're not losing a whole lot of ultimate charge. So by kind of poking Chewy out of the sky a little bit, able to die a little bit of space here for their squad. Nice rocket. Takes out Master Shifu, who has also kind of responded in kind, right? A great recognition that, like, okay, this sky fight could be a pretty big deal. Chewy does get pushed back out. Finds those heals and continues on this flank. Multikel finds one more. It's a nice hold here from Post University. Oh, big pick there from King. That's certainly going to slow down this squad quite a bit. Oh, and with Plushy Orca going down too. I imagine they were looking to just kind of like hold a little bit of space up there on that high ground. Oh, looks for the boop, doesn't find. Oh, they do find it! Massive, massive. Post University doing a great job of really not letting them even set up and have an opportunity to try and push the point. Gets another? Chewy just out of control on the Vara. Chewy says, you know what, I'm not on Vendetta tonight, but I'm still going to be taking these big plays. And they've got the barrage too, so I imagine as soon as we see the rotation try and come through. Yeah, exactly. Here it comes. Barrage incoming. Finds two. Oh, it gets a third right there at the end. And Post University, they did what they needed to do here, and that was not let go of the point. They're gonna take Lijiang Tower. Might have took a little bit more effort than they wanted, but they got it. They adjusted. They adapted. Multikel taking the play of the game this time around on the Ramatra. Yeah, the barrage going off in the background, but putting in the Fist of Fury up front here to make sure that, yeah, Delaware doesn't get what they need. Great plays coming out from your Post University Eagles, and honestly, the Hens doing a wonderful job as well. So this is definitely going to be an exciting game here. So we head back to the lobby. It is going to be the University of Delaware's pick, right? Now, as I said before, I wouldn't be surprised if we see them go to a flashpoint. I think that would be really strong for them because they did look very strong on control. I think this very easily could have gone either way, right? Because yeah, when the Blue Hens get control, like they're defending their coop, right, on point. They're not going to want to let it go, and certainly not without a big fight. So this is going to be exciting. It's going to be exciting to see what they pick here. And I imagine if they do, they're probably going to want to try and pick a flashpoint map too that's going to help enable one of their flyers. So I don't necessarily... Well, New Junk City actually could. The first point is pretty enclosed inside a lot, but most of the rest of the points are outside with a lot of headroom. So we could see something like New Junk City come out from them. You know, of course, I feel like we always have to acknowledge that Kings Row is absolutely a possibility. Everybody loves Kings Row. Everybody feels very at home there. But KingJackson probably breathing a sigh of relief now, knowing that he can get back on the Lucio for the rest of the match. And you know, this is I want to call out again the fact that like we haven't seen Chewy on the Vendetta at all yet this match, and Chewy's still providing an insane amount of value. You know, just those heads-up plays, those boops off the map were absolutely massive there. A really big reason, honestly, I feel like Post University took that map, right? They made Delaware use a lot of time to just even get set up to approach the point, and then in that transition to try and get to the point, dropped in with a barrage. So, fantastic play. You know, coming out from the entire squad to just kind of enable that. So can't wait to see what we have going forward here. This is interesting. No chatter so far in the chat. So I think Delaware certainly mulling over their options here. I could see a map like Rialto come out here. as well. I mean, Post University is great in the poke too, right? I feel like Post is just very strong, kind of regardless of what map you put them on, and kind of like um, what kind of composition you push them towards. Another good option for them could be Watchpoint Gibraltar, right? See if they can maybe force Post University to move onto a dive, or at least have to fight harder on a dive-centric map. So if that's in Delaware's, playbook, that certainly could be an option. I mean, we did see Plushie on the Genji, right? So we know that there is at least some dive capability for them. It's going to be Atlas though, so we are going to go to a flashpoint. So this makes a ton of sense, and in fact, I feel like this might even work a little bit better for Delaware as far as like even over a control map, right? Because the point does tick over very quickly. So typically, it's only going to take 2 fights to secure a point in flashpoint, and the problem I think for Delaware comes in just making sure they win that neutral fight, right? Or they win that first fight, rather. I would be very, I wouldn't be surprised at all if we see something like Post University take the first point, right? Because again, they're winning the neutral fight. 10 times out of 10 so far, I guess you could say. And then I feel like Delaware would be a little bit on the back foot at that point, right? They're going to be having to fight from behind. However, I think it's going to position them a lot better in the fights coming forward, because they're going to be able to, roll into these next few fights with an ult bank. And again, when they have a point, they stick it. So Post University now, I think on the flip side, is going to have to try and figure out a way to kind of mitigate that advantage, right? Post University is going to have to be very careful about how they approach these points in order to make sure that they secure them. So the first ban has come in now from the Blue Hens, and that is going to be Zarya. So definitely looking to kind of cripple the, kind of from a compositional standpoint, right? Zarya has a ton of damage. Once you get that charge built up, which could certainly help you take a point, or take a rather claim control of a point. If the Blue Hens have control over it, so a solid choice there. Now, if you're Post University, I feel like the other thing is too, like, this protects the Ramatra, right? For the Blue Hens, who it really, really looks like they like to run the Ramatra-based compositions. So now, who do you target with your ban if you're Post, right? It's interesting because I think there's a lot of overlap in kind of hero pools, right? Master Shifu really loves to play the Sim, but that's actually what it's going to be. It's going to be the Sim ban, right? I think Post University recognizing that the Sim from Master Shifu was very, very strong. So that makes a lot of sense. Gonna get a couple subs coming in too. It's gonna be Vero in for Mooch and Boo in for Moridin. So we get to see Boo for I believe the first time this season, at least here in the ECAC. Apologize, Boo, if I forgot from your plays, but looks like actually we might not be having those swaps come in, because I think the rules do in fact state that the okay. No, discussing rules in chat right now to make sure that that's coming in. Yeah, we'll let them work that out in chat. So we might be having some subs coming in for Post University. And yeah, it looks like they might be looking for a ruling on that. So. Very excited though to see what Boo's going to bring to the table here. Presumably on the DPS role. I believe that's who they were trying to put them in for. Boo for Moridin. Yes. Okay. Interesting. Yeah, that'll be really cool. To see what that looks like. So I'm gonna throw it to a break though for just a couple of minutes while we're waiting on kind of this ruling as far as when when the picks are coming in. But don't go anywhere. We will be back very soon.
Breathe through the fire, break the fire, chasing something true, caught in a bind. Maybe undo, maybe undo. 'Cause when every call felt death, and the silence could be better, every motion falling flat, had to leave you, had to leave you. Now you died, tried to pull me back, like a fool to put you to work. With the pain you left still fresh, I can heal you. around your head like a satellite, but the orbit ain't enough. Gravity failing me, I fall to nothing. It's the way I knew the change was coming. Read the warning signs. I don't wanna feel so lost for you. I don't wanna feel so lost from you.
Hello, everybody. We are back. We have the ruling, so the subs can come in after the bans, which means that we do have Boo and Vero coming in. So loaded into the map, ready to get this thing going. So Atlas, a very, very interesting flashpoint map. This one is relatively open. It's also relatively low, so I feel like it does like you can play to poke or a brawl very very well. So yeah, it'll be really really cool to see kind of how this one plays out. I think Multikel on the Maga makes a lot of sense here. Too, again, because there isn't a ton of high ground, so don't have to really worry about that height. So Boo starting out on the Reaper as well. So pretty similar compositions, it seems like here for Post University. Starship might have some trouble here, kind of like keeping this damage at bay. Oh, Multikel misses the stairs. Rough geometry moment right there. But got several people on Pale Fire. Master Shifu going to go down. Post University able to kind of stomp onto these players here for literally stomp in Multikel's place for the University of Delaware. So again, kind of what I expected to see happen here. Post University continuing to win these neutral fights. So now they're going to set up a very interesting way here, kind of like surrounding the point, with a little bit of a frontline presence here too. Who kind of hanging out here, waiting for the other team to move in. TP's back to their squad, looking for that backline presence here. Takes down the Genji pretty low, but they're going to be able to move forward, forced out. Goes back to point. Not going to find anybody there. KingJackson goes down, though, so Post University down one player. This is absolutely not what Post University wanted to see happen, especially now with Chewy going down, too. Multikel going to try and hold on to this point. Post University has temporarily stabilized. They do get Starship out of the equation. Big ultimate here from Multikel. Catches 3 people in the cage. But the sustain, honestly, from Delaware, kind of crazy. Bob comes out here, Post, forced to kind of back up on the point. Vixie gonna use their coalescence, doesn't find the value they need, and Post an incredible job stabilizing. They go down too early. It's not over yet, but these are probably just going to be staggers here. Starship needs to try and stay alive as long as they can, but the damage coming in, the focus fire from Post, going to be a little bit too much. So, kind of what we expected, but it cost Post University a little bit more than maybe they were hoping. Definitely going to have to watch out for Starship's ultimate coming into this next fight, though. Be interested to see how Vero's going to play this Kitsune Rush, right? Are we going to kind of see it come out early in the fight, which typically is what you see here? Chewy coming in, though, for a big play on the on-run. Massive ultimate dives into the team. Love to see it. On-run hasn't got a whole lot of love from the Overwatch community yet as a whole, but Chewy making it look good. Now we have a blade to look out for here, so I think Vero, again, going to really need to kind of be on this Suzu here. And we see that, yeah, she saves it. She doesn't opt to use the clear there. Here comes the Kitsune Rush, and Boo with a big Death Blossom. And yeah, I think post-university, they're saying, like, okay, yeah, we need to make sure they don't get the point. The way that we're going to do that is we're not even going to let them touch it, right? That seems to be the name of the game here for post. Because they're now at about 60 or so percent. They're going to be up to about 70 before Delaware has an opportunity to push to the point. Starship has actually gone over to the Sigma, which I think is going to be a really good choice here for them. It's going to definitely run into Multikel a little bit better, but Multikel running into them. Fritzy goes down. Ultimate here as well. Starship doesn't have enough of the tank yet to really be able to sustain. And with that, Post University going to secure the second fight win as well. It looks like the flip is going to happen. Or, well, maybe not. Post University's there. Yeah, gets caught on fire. So they almost get the flip. But an early 2-map lead here is fantastic for Post University. Because I think this is probably where Delaware is going to look their most dangerous. Master Shifu's opted to move on to the Cassidy as well. They're going to have their Deadeye for this fight. Multikill going in, but eats an anti-nade. There's going to be the Suzu to clear that away from them. The damage comes in from Post, and everybody is on fire from, once again, Chewy with a huge on-run ult. Chewy is looking spectacular. Chewy has done just a wonderful job, I think, this season and last season of really mastering these new heroes when they come out. Because a lot of times when these new heroes come out, they come out a little overtuned, right? And that is by design. Overwatch is, you know, the devs are looking to do that. And so if you can kind of quickly master them, you can have a lot of success here. KingJackson gets the sound barrier out for this blade. It's going to force several people back, but nobody's gone down yet. Here comes the the Deadeye doesn't find the kills. KingJackson does eventually go down. Big sleep here. Chewy's going to get caught up, and it does find, almost gets the kill onto the Ana. The Ana with just a sliver of life and hope there. And a huge point take here from Delaware. Oh my gosh, thank you so much. Yep, Post University is up 1-0. Appreciate that. So we're probably going to be looking for a big Kitsune rush here to kind of get things started. Wouldn't be surprised if we see Boo come out with a quick Death Blossom too, kind of on the tail end of it. Yeah, there it is. We're going to get Multikel running in. We see the TP into the point. Boo finds one. That's going to be another. The anti-nade came in, but it didn't matter. Post University just did the damage quick enough. And Post University retakes the point very quickly, very efficiently there. This is such an explosive comp, right? That it's hard for almost anything to sustain through it unless you have the ultimates for it. Nice rock. Coming in from Starship. 90% though on the board. So we're going to have to see Starship get to the point. Make sure they get that touch. 90, that did happen. Backline goes down though as Chewy once again looking spectacular on the on-run. And Post University might have survived kind of their hardest challenge here from the Blue Hens yet. And honestly, so much of it that I think was Chewy, right? Well, Chewy was enabled though by the team because I think the thing with Onrun is Onrun is very, um, Onrun is very squishy, right? So because we saw that, oh my gosh, huge Death Blossom. So because we saw that, you know, that support that Chewy got from the rest of the squad, that's why a big part of why Chewy was able to get so much value with these on-run ultimates, which again just looked devastating for the Blue Hens. So this, you know, it's I always love to see what the solution is that Post University comes up with when they do find themselves in trouble, right, or kind of fighting from behind. And this time it was this time it was it was kind of coming up with an explosive comp, right? And it worked just beautifully, just absolutely beautifully for the squad. So now back into the lobby to see what the what's going to be the plan here now for the Blue Hens. Do they I would imagine we're going to see them move to a hybrid at this point. And again, everybody's favorite hybrid is King's Row. So that's where I'm anticipating we see them go, right? Because if the Blue Hens can just kind of plant themselves on that first point, that's a great opportunity for them to take a map off of Post University and kind of put Post on the back foot. So I think we're going to see that come in. Now, as far as bans are concerned, it's so hard because I feel like everybody on Post University is so strong, right? Where do you go? New Bonnie, actually, I think that's an even better pick for them, right? Because again, I think something that the Blue Hens could try to do is they could try to force a dive map, right? Or at least one that has a lot of dive capability or has a lot of verticality to it, right? Because I think if there's you know, again, Post is great on kind of any comp you put them on, but I think, you know, they've seen them now on two maps where like just they haven't been able to go toe to them with the brawl. So trying a dive map is a great idea. If that's the case, too, do we see a ban come out like Cass, even though, you know, or somebody with a stun, right? So maybe an Ana ban would be an option here for the Blue Hens. Is something to just make the you know, to help them enable a dive, right? If the Blue Hens are saying, cool, we're going to Numani because we want to dive as well, right? Then how are they going to try and set themselves up for the most success? Maybe they ban Brig, right? There's a lot of options, I think, in terms of how you could you know, just make sure that your dive is going to have a lot of success. I mean, even banning Reaper, honestly. I mean, we've seen Post do a lot of great stuff on Reaper tonight too, so that's certainly an option as well. Now, Post University, on the other hand, right? Perhaps just a Winston ban wouldn't be a bad idea. We do know that Multikel does have a good Winston though, so you have to kind of weigh the consequences there. Perhaps a Genji ban. We've definitely seen Genji come out a couple of times from Plushie. So if you're going to a place like New Bonnie, that is absolutely an idea. Also, what's up, Slap and Sodium? Good to see you in chat. Hello from 3 minutes in the future. So, lots of options, I think, for both squads here. Another thing I'm going to be curious about is whether or not we see another swap, right? Do we, you know, now that we're on, you know, this has been the most drastically different map, I think, that we've seen so far this series. So do we see... you know, do we see Post University change it up a little bit? Because Post has an incredible amount of depth, right? And we've already seen 7 players this match, so You know, are we going to get to see a couple of more? It's certainly very, very possible. Um, but you know, one thing I do want to comment on as well is that, you know, it really looks like Delaware is taking their time and making sure they're really thinking about, thinking through all their options, right? And I think that's a sign of a really good team too. So, again, they're sitting at a 1-3 record, but I really don't feel like that is, from what I've seen here tonight, I don't feel like that record is deserved. I feel like this is a very strong team, and certainly one that puts a lot of thought behind what they're doing. So it's been a lot of fun casting them so far as well. So I'm excited to see what direction they do end up going. Because yeah, they're definitely, ooh, the Kiriko ban. Yeah, okay, that's a solid pick. That's a solid pick. Vero's looked phenomenal on Kiri. Post University has a couple of strong Kiri players, so that could cause some problems there, right? And I think especially based on kind of like the last map and their experience there, that's a really solid ban, because that was a lot of how Post was really finding their value, right? They were looking for those early Kitsune rushes. Multikel would just, you know, stomp forward, run into the pack, run into the group, and then the rest of the team would just descend on the Delaware squad. So I think that Kiri ban is a great idea. What that also means is that Post University isn't going to have that cleanse, right? So a pick like Anna, who is very strong on Numbani, right? Anna is very strong on Numbani, especially on first point defense. That just means that Anna is going to be enabled a lot for the Blue Hens, and we've definitely seen them play the Anna. They like their Anna, so that's just going to make their Anna even more valuable. And I would be very surprised if we don't see, you know, based on what we're seeing here, if we don't see a dive composition, a Winsta-based composition come out here for them, because the Anna Winston duo, right, is just so good. It's just so good. You know, you get that nano onto the Winston to help build up the primal rage, and the sustain on the Winston can be insane. We are going to get a couple swaps coming in, so Mooch is coming back in for Vero. Moridin is coming in for Boo. So fingers crossed we're going to get to see the Jetpack Cat again. Love it, love it. And as well, Post University has decided to ban Farah, which, yeah, I mean, Plushie has just been such a crazy, just at such crazy value for the Blue Hens. I think, you know, sometimes you target a hero, sometimes you target a player, right? And I think this is potentially you know, targeting a player. Say, like, let's take away some options for Plushie, because we know Plushie can play several heroes, but let's at least take an option out of the equation for Plushie. So, yeah, very interesting picks and bans. So now I think we're just waiting for the squad to get all those subs coming in. As we had Numbani. One of my favorite maps. I'm a big Numbani fan. You know, and I think they introduced a lot of good changes to the map as well relatively recently. So you know, we talk about it, or I've talked about it being such a huge dive map, right? But a lot of the changes that they've made to this map really kind of make it more accessible to different kinds of compositions. And for example, we're just going to take a quick look here. This area, right? These stairs over here to the left near the coast, they were not there before, right? You either had to have somebody with vertical mobility or do some tricky tech to kind of get up to that high ground from kind of the attacker side. But now you can just walk up there. So that's just been such a huge change. And yeah, it looks like both teams are like, yeah, it's time to dive. It's time to dive it out. So the Blue Hens have really changed the name of the game here, right? In a lot of ways, this is almost starting from scratch. Master Shifu on the Ash, I do like that. And yeah, Raph has definitely gone over to the Anna. There's going to be an insane amount of heals coming out from Starship. So Starship, I think, is going to have just a ridiculous amount of sustain here. And we do have the Jetpack Cat. Got a couple of flowers, actually. Moridin's going to have a hard time with Master Shifu, though. That's certainly going to be a challenge for them. Yeah, nice dynamite to start things out and get some ult charge, right? Like, that's just such a great way to get ult charge. Ooh. Multikel going to be pushed back. That's a nice bubble as well to try and keep those heals. As we can see, Mooch has to kind of dive in a little bit more. Big anti-nade comes in, though. Plushy Orga is able to take down Chewy. Post University now on the point, seeing if they can secure some value here, but having a difficult time doing that. Fritzy does go down, though, so now Post University has an opportunity. But Mooch goes down low, forced out, gets picked off by Master Shifu, but not before KingJackson can find a pick. So Post University fighting out this scrappy fight here. Moridin and the rest of the Post University squad able to secure this post. Welcome, Deadly True. Good to see you in chat as well. So that was tough. That certainly could have gone either way. And now Starship going to try and get this touch. Coming in with Fritzy as well, but both go down very quickly. Post University gets that first point secured, and that might have been the best spot that Delaware had to try and kind of keep Post at bay. When it goes down low. In the meantime as well, Multikel does go down, but Chewy and the rest of the squad gonna finish them off. So that's going to buy quite a bit of progress here for Post University. They're going to be able to get the cart around kind of this first point, which is typically where you see that first fight happen. It's a great spot for the defensive team to kind of post up. So now Post University might be able to get the cart to this corner, which means they just need to win one fight. So great heads-up play there from Post University to get that early fight win there. Starship going to come in, try and put a little bit of pressure here on Multikel. Multikel forced out. Again, both teams are using their bubbles very, very intelligently. Duplicate coming in. The Nano Boost has been committed to Chewy. Going to try and build this blade. Finds it. Gets one pick. Make it two. The back line is down now. And, well, Chewy's done what Chewy needs to do now. So the rest of the squad doesn't really have anything to help them sustain through that fight. So yeah, Post University, again, because they won that first fight, or really they even prevented that first fight, we might get a last moment touch here. Nope, not quite. Post University is playing very economically, I think would be a good way to put it. So Mooch now trying to dive back to save their tank. So a lot of damage has come in. Damage everywhere, though. Post University really on their back foot. A great contest here from Delaware as Multikel reads the writing, sees the writing on the wall. Says, okay, can't quite push in here. Both of our flyers, though, got some good options. Ooh, damage coming into Mooch. Very aggressive play coming out from Delaware here. Definitely putting Multikel on their back foot, but oh, a big Primal Rage coming out from Starship. Everybody on post very, very low, but a couple players for Delaware as well. Moridin does go down. And that Primal Rage was fantastic because it really kept them from being able to do anything with it. Mooch comes out with a... doesn't get the pickup! Unfortunate. Dupe comes out, but it goes away almost instantly. Great job from Chewy, though, to deflect that damage back into them. And this has been a spectacular hold here from Delaware. Nano Boost committed here, and I'm honestly, I feel like that might have been a bit of an overcommit on the part of Delaware, right? Like, they had effectively won this fight already. And now they're going to end up... Ooh, both tanks down. Oh, Mooch so close. As Plushy with a massive ultimate there as well. Opted for the M-Ray this time around. So I think Post has seen the most success so far when Chewy has had their ultimate here. They've got it again, but the question is, will Chewy decide to hold on to it here? Wait for that nano? Multikel has the primal rage as well, which can be very, very powerful too. Starship does fall asleep. A nice anti-nade. Chewy's coming in with the blade now. Finds one, looking for a second one. Are they going to be able to get it? Barely there at the end. A third on the table. Post University just going to need to win one more fight here. Moridin coming back from spawn. Definitely going to be looking for another ult here from Mooch. Certainly looking for that backline, right? If they can find Rathos, push them off the map. Ooh, Mooch going down low, though, is forced back out here. I think Plushy doing a great job kind of checking her at the moment. Two players go down, though. This could be it as Multikel with the primal range finds Wrath. And Post University have just got to take care of one more player. Get the Genji off the map, or I guess that was, no, that was the Reaper. And minute 56 on the clock. Great time. Great time, Big, for Post University. Ah, yes, Deadly Drew, great game so far. Great game. Really, really fun one. Blue Hen's definitely proving to be a good adversary here. So let's see how the Post University defense is going to stack up. They did a great job on attack, taking that first point in a very quick time. And again, you know, that was the neutral fight, right? So that could have been a big part of it. Moridin opting for the Sojourn this time. So that'll definitely help if, in a big way, if we do see some flyers come out. For Delaware. Oh, and Chewy as well, actually, on the Emre. So a lot of ways to kind of neutralize any kind of high ground game. Now, Master Shifu has gone over to the Sombra, which I don't believe we've seen so far. Suppose University might not have clocked that. That might not be on their radar yet. Starship is on the Diva, too. So another new pick for them. Hack comes in. Oh, look at that. The entire team is going to kind of go over to this high ground. Plushy goes down, though. The Delaware does a good job of kind of flipping the map. A big hack comes in, but not before one of the Delaware team members goes down. So Post University now has this on their radar. They know that there is a Sombra out there, and that's a great stagger too from Post University. So Post again winning that first fight, which is what they kind of need to do in this circumstance, in this situation. And yeah, just a fantastic stagger on the Ana there. Chew's got their ultimate just about there. Starship looking for a way to kind of stage here. Which goes down low. KingJackson taking out Master Shifu. Does a great job assassinating them. So yeah, now we see the push come in here as the support just isn't there anymore. The sustain is not there. So great job. This is what you want to see, right? With a dive composition, right? You wait for the opportunity, then everybody goes in. Multikel gonna try and make something happen here, but what a... Oh, Mooch has got somebody off the map. They find the Ana. Suppose University has an opportunity to secure this point. They're gonna do just that. What incredible play coming out from the Jetpack and Multikel to take this point. I thought that one was gone and over, but Post said no. That was huge. Now, Delaware only needs to get one tick here, and they're coming in with an EMP. right? So Master Shifu definitely going to be the person that I think Post University really needs to be aware of. Great job finding a spot, kind of stage from. Going to do it again. EMP comes in. Several players immediately descend on Master Shifu, though. Plushy doesn't quite get the blade ready to go. Chewy does find one with their ultimate, so Post University gonna likely sustain here through this. Self-destruct comes out. Are they gonna find anybody with it? Chewy does go down. But a great primal rage here from Multikel to sustain through this fight. Mooch as well, keeping things going for him, but the hack does come in. Are they gonna be able to survive? No! Master Shifu is looking spectacular on this summer. The summer is actually working out really well for them, and I don't think Post University is coming back from this one, especially with the blade coming out from Plushy. So 3:10 on the clock here for Delaware. It's plenty of time for them to find value, and we do see a swap come in. As Chewy said, all right, let's go toe-to-toe with the Genji now. KingJackson does have the nano available now, though, so I wouldn't be surprised if we see this committed to Multikel. Maybe Moridin, although I feel like they don't necessarily, Moridin doesn't necessarily need the nano boost, right, for that ultimate. I think the value is going to come from the sustain that they're going to be able to get with Multikel. Hack comes in. The nano boost, yeah, delivered to Multi. That's going to help Multikel build up this primal rage if they can stay alive, but they don't. Too much damage for them. And Delaware going to come away with this fight win. Ooh, Mooch gets caught out with a hack, though. Are they going to be able to take out the Sombra? A great play there. Love to see it. And now that's going to really free them up, too, as well, to use this ult, which is, I think, absolutely what we're seeing here. Moridin coming in with the rail, finds Plushy. Ooh, just a little bit out of range to get that. And no, they're going to be able to. They miss the sleep, but the hack does come in, so which doesn't get to knock anybody off the table this time around. And a great job from Post University kind of retaking this fight, because now we're looking at about maybe 2.5 fights here that Delaware has to try and complete this Streets phase. Moridin able to shake off the hack and the Sombra, but that EMP is still ready to go. Ooh, nice deflect there. Great follow-up. Get that dive to get that damage in on Moridin. Big push here from Delaware. Multikel has used the Primal Rage, but self-destruct. Probably just to stay alive. Big EMP comes out. Multikel doesn't have a way to get out just yet. They get their shield out, but I don't know if it's going to be in time, as those micro rockets from D.Va do a ton of damage up close, and that's exactly where they are right now. Mooch survives for a split second. It's not going to be long enough. Moridin does get one pick. Looks like it might be enough for Post University to stay on point. Plushy trying desperately to find Multikel, does in the end. So now without that threat, Plushy free to launch this blade. Oh, but Chewy comes in with a nano blade. Instead, gets the value, gets the fight win. Post University putting the finishing touches on this map, on this match. Overtime taking over, and Post University gonna take this series 3-0. Great effort coming out of Delaware, though. Oh, I loved what I saw from them. A lot of strong players. Chewy didn't even touch Vendetta tonight, and that is just actually kind of wild to me. Ooh. Great mechanics with this blade. Love to see it. Love to see it. Well, we are going to throw it to a break here for just a couple minutes. I'm going to see if I can get somebody in from Post University for an interview. So don't go anywhere. We'll be back soon.
lost in the rain, and I think I'm out of luck somehow. It happened again, waiting for something to save me now. But you came along just like the new light at dawn, chased the shadows away and kept the demons at bay. Somehow it feels like I've known you all along. There's something awakening deep down in my soul. As the darkness clears, I reappear. You brought out the best in me, made me who I was meant to be. Darling, you are my savior. You kept the light inside, burst through and shine. You showed up and set me free, answered all of my hopes and dreams. Darling, you are my savior. You are my savior. You are my savior. You are my savior. Empty inside, looking for another place to hide. I lost something that, for the life of me, I can't get back. But you came along just like the new light at dawn, chased the shadows away and kept the demons at bay. Somehow it feels like I've known you all along. There's something awakening deep down in my soul. As the darkness clears, I reappear. You brought out the best in me, made me who I was meant to be. Darling, you are my savior. You kept the light inside, burst through and shine. You showed up and set me free, answered all of my hopes and dreams. Darling, you are my savior. 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 You are my savior.
Hello, everybody, and welcome back. We've got the Jetpack Cat herself here in the interview tonight. Thanks for joining us, Moochpawz, and again, congratulations on the win.
Thank you. Hello.
Now, yeah, first off, we got to talk about the Jetpack Cat. First time we've gotten to see Jetpack Cat come out for post-university. How did it feel tonight, getting to play Jetpack Cat and finding a lot of success, I feel like, too?
I mean, it felt great. I've been playing her pretty much since she came out.
Mhm.
I found it pretty difficult to heal every once in a while. But other than that, I feel like it was pretty smooth. I had to tone down the aggressiveness to play in comp that I do normally when I play her. But overall, it felt great.
Yeah, no,
I
I
did
think
pretty well.
I think I definitely saw that a couple of times in the match, especially on Numbani. I feel like where I forget exactly who it was, but whoever was playing Ashe, like, really was trying to take you out a lot, you know? I feel like
Yeah.
anytime that Ashe saw you in their sightlines, they were like, oh, no, get that cat out of here.
Yeah, at
so-
the end, the diva was going after me as well.
Oh yeah, no, that's so fair. That's so fair. So now this is your first semester playing with Post University, correct?
It is. It
So-
is, yep.
How has that been? What's it been like jumping into this team that's, you know, like already very well established, a very talented team as well? What's been your experience joining the squad?
Honestly, I've been having a lot of fun. This is my first esports team in general, so definitely a positive experience. I'm a pretty, like, I haven't played games that much, so I'm still pretty new. But I mean, it's been pretty welcoming. I've made some friends, attended some game nights. I'm having a lot of fun I really am.
Oh, that's fantastic. That's good to hear. Yeah, the whole post squad is just very friendly and very welcoming. That's been my experience as well. So
Right.
glad to hear that it's been good for you. Now, so tonight we just saw you on Jetpack Ad. Who are some of the other heroes that you like to flex to on the back line? Are you pretty one track minded with this with the cat?
I'm a support main, so I play mostly main support. I have a lot of hours on Mercy. I
Ah,
have a lot of hours on Lifeweaver and on Moira. I string to a couple different people depending on if it's needed, but
right.
my top three are Mercy, Moira, and Lifeweaver, and now Kat since she just came out. So,
Fantastic.
all
Fantastic.
the annoying characters.
No, I feel like that's great too because I feel like that's a really good compliment to to the rest of the players in the back line for Post University, right? And we've got KingJackson just so talented on the Lucio, and Vero and Jojo
Oh
with
yeah.
the Kiriko look fantastic, and again, KingJackson with the Ana too. So I feel like it sounds like you have just kind of the right complementary set of heroes to really kind of round out that back line for Post. So that's
Yeah,
got to feel great. Um,
it does.
Now, what were some of talk me through this match tonight? Were there some challenges that you feel like you had to overcome? I mean, it sounds like on Umgani, certainly. But what were some of the moments that you felt like might have really kind of tested you, right? That you had to really work hard, um, work hard around.
Right. Um, I think the most difficult part for me, at least, was in the first map.
Mm.
Because I'm starting to learn how to track ultimates, so trying to
Ah,
track ults while keeping an eye on everyone's health, and then making sure I can get a pick with my ult, or
yeah.
just picking somebody off that's low. I feel like right now that's the most difficult thing that I'm trying to do,
Hmm.
but I feel like I'm balancing it pretty decently.
Yeah, I think so. It certainly looked like you had, definitely anytime you had your ult up, I could see you thinking, right? Like waiting for the
Yeah, I get the
opportunity.
gears turning.
Yeah, exactly. And the other thing too, I feel like is now Jetpack Cat has been out long enough to where people actually know how to counter the ult, right? Like
Yeah,
at first, I feel like it was just like everybody kind of threw up their hands and were like, "What do we do?" Right? But now they know. Like I saw you got hacked out of it once, maybe.
I got
You
hacked
can
out of
get
it in
slept out
Nubani.
of it. Like there's a lot of ways to get out of it now. So it's certainly I feel like much more challenging than it was a week or two ago.
It is. You gotta start counting cooldowns now. We ended up counting Bubble in the
Ah,
first map, but I missed her. I got Emray instead.
oh well,
But
you get somebody. It's always
yeah,
good.
it's turned into a cooldown counting thing now.
Yeah, so you got to do that on top of trying to track ultimates.
Oh
That
yeah.
doesn't sound difficult at all.
Ah!
Now,
But no, my team helped me with catching cooldowns, so that's helpful. It's
that's
really
good.
nice.
That's good. So what were some of your favorite moments from the match? What do you feel like was a highlight for you?
Um.
Oh, and the autograph requests are coming in, by the way.
Oh no,
I don't know if you have chat open or not, but
I
it's
don't.
happening. Yeah, no, they're coming in.
Um. Probably when I successfully got one of the people off the edge that
Yeah,
was contesting point during Nubani. I believe it was Ana. I threw the Ana off and it took
yeah,
off the majority of the heals they were receiving since the other support was gone.
yeah.
Um, I felt useful, for lack of better terms, getting the support because if the other support's dead, I'm getting more healing than them.
Yeah,
Um,
exactly. No, you love to see it. You love to see it. Well, fantastic. Before I let you go, any final words, any shout outs you want to give? Friends, teammate, coaches, whoever, family, other cats.
um, Other cats. Shout out to my team, definitely. Shout out to my cousin who helped me learn more supports and more
Oh, that's
aggressive
awesome.
supports. Um, and then my friends who ruthlessly bullied me into getting better. But yeah, That's about it.
That's fantastic. Well, thank you so much, so much, Mooch, for coming in to chat with me.
Thank you so much for having me.
Yeah, you bet. Congratulations again, and yeah, we'll see you in the next match.
See ya.
All right. Well, thank you all so much for coming out to join us tonight. That's going to do it for us here. Remember to follow Post University Socials. Another big shout out here to local host down here in Denver, Colorado, for letting me come and cast from their facility. They've got me up actually on their screens here as well. So you're getting a lot of representation, Post University out here in Denver. Congratulations to the team, GG, and see you next time.